One of the absolute tenets of feminism is that it's men who are violent, not women. And while they claim it's all men till it's no men, most of them refuse to even acknowledge that women, well, let's just say they aren't all sugar and spice and everything nice. But every once in a while, one of them will break the code of silence. They'll say what everyone knows to be true, but isn't allowed to talk about. Like, say, this.
I know that violence is not the answer, but yes, it is.
Oh my, well, while I don't think violence is the answer, I do want to give credit where credit is due. She's actually saying the quiet part out loud. She's talking about what anyone who's ever worked with women knows. The part that is an absolute fact, which is that women will stop at nothing to tear down other women if they think it will help them. And while they all claim to be loving and supportive of one another, anyone who's been around a group of women knows that they're every bit as violent as men, and even more so when it comes to things like harassment and bullying. More so than men ever dreamed of being. And a perfect example is the one this young lady referenced in her video, where she talks about being bullied by older women and says what everyone knows to be true, which is that women, not just the 40-plus-year-old ones, but all of them, will stop at nothing to bring each other down. They'll do it in the workplace. They'll do it when it comes to relationships and men. They'll do it anywhere and everywhere, and as often as they can to other women, mostly because they think it will help them gain a few spots in the female hierarchy. And yes, they'll do it because they simply cannot stand another woman being more successful than they are. I mean, why do you think all the sad, lonely, bitter ones who can't find a man or get into a relationship with one call the other ones who have happy, healthy relationships and marriages pick-me's? The answer, my friends, is quite simple. Because they know no one, and I do mean no one, is ever going to pick them. This isn't something new. It's been going on since the dawn of time and will continue to go on for eternity. And yes, men have their ways of, let's call it, determining who falls where in the hierarchy also. But the difference is, and it's a big one, we don't do it behind each other's backs like women do. We don't tell our bestie how much we love them and how we're going to support them and all the other kumbaya stuff they tell each other, all while trashing the other person when they aren't around, especially to other women. We don't pick on the tiniest little beauty flaw and then use it to demean and diminish our so-called rival in order to make ourselves appear better because, well, we're perfect. No, men are far more blunt, far more direct. We'll call each other out. We'll make sure we all know who falls where in the pecking order. And yes, we may even come to blows over it from time to time to determine who does fall where. But we do it face to face, like men. And afterward, we'll either shake hands or go have a beer. Honestly, for all their claims about wanting to be like men, this is one area I think women, especially today's modern women, could learn from men and should emulate men. They should learn to stop being so catty, stop being so vicious to each other, stop trying to go behind each other's backs and do what they actually claim to be doing, which is supporting one another, supporting the so-called sisterhood, which in reality isn't really a thing. Because in the end, it's nothing more than what they do in one of those reality TV shows, where one of them is always trying to steal the other's spotlight or boyfriend.